What's going on, guys? So it's 3 weeks to the day so we do our first ever bodybuilding show, and I realized that I haven't really documented very much on this channel. I've just been like putting pictures up on Instagram. So today is Sunday. I wanted to document the whole day and go into what's been going on sort of from 16 weeks down to 3 and what's the plan from 3 down. It's going to be a long video. I'm probably just going to ramble on. It's going to be boring to most people, but I thought it might be interesting to people who are in a similar situation as me, who are maybe doing their first show, who don't have a coach like I don't, and really don't quite know what they're doing, which is where I find myself. I'm just learning on the fly. As I say, it's going to be a long video and it's going to be boring for most people, but the reason I haven't documented anything so far is, to be honest, it's gone so easily from like 16 weeks down to 5 that I didn't really have a whole lot to say. Just slowly dropped the calories and the weight was coming off very smoothly. And about 5 weeks out, it got really tough. And now 3 weeks out, I feel like I've hit a complete wall. So now I feel like I've got something interesting to say, because I got to switch up a couple of things, like my mental state, my training, everything. So yeah, hopefully go into that a bit more in depth, but it's about 4:45 right now. That's one of the things I want to talk about. Is sleep has gone completely out the window, which is not good, I know. But before we get into all that, I'm going to start the day. I haven't had anything to drink or anything to eat, so I'm going to do some fasted posing to show you what I look like before any food or water. Do my progress pictures I do every Sunday, compare them to week 1, see where we're at. And like I said, I'm going to do some light posing, and then after that I'm going to have my first coffee of the day, which is like what I look forward to every day at the moment. And then I'll go in depth about the plan. So yeah, it's going to be a long one, guys. As I say, it's mainly for people who are in the same situation as me, who are doing their first show but are struggling. So yeah, let's do the progress pics. So this has become one of the best parts of the day. This is basically breakfast for me. It's a flavored coffee, half Irish coffee, half hazelnut, 2 sweeteners, and most importantly, milk. I have milk with my first coffee, maybe my second, and then black for the rest of the day. But honestly, this is breakfast. My routine most days is wake up at 5, have this coffee, lay in bed, think about what I'm gonna do, and yeah, then I don't eat until about 7:30 usually. So yeah, love my first coffee of the day. So you just saw the progress pics, guys. Like, I'm directly under a light, so it probably makes me look better than I actually am. But yeah, that's where we're at. I woke up at 198, which is the lowest I've been on prep, which makes me very happy because I have been second guessing myself. I felt like the weight has stuck the past sort of 10 days or so. Yeah, so my current routine would be to wake up at 5, which I don't even have to set an alarm for, because sleep has just gone out the window. To be honest, it's a good night's sleep if I wake up at 5. Sometimes I'm getting up at like 2 in the morning, being awake for like half an hour, trying to nod back off. So yeah, that's something that I'm really trying to work on. But you know, it is part of prep. I understand, you know, sleep does get poor, but you really got to try and maximize the sleep you get, because it's so important. I mean, not only for recovery, but for your mind. I mean, my mind has started to play tricks on me now. You know, I am struggling, which is why I want to make this video. I forgot to say, guys, this is just, I'm just going to film. Like, it's not going to be any mad editing. It's just going to be like raw footage. You know, as you can see, just there's no setup whatsoever. But yeah, it's just about documenting the process, really. So today is Sunday. Unfortunately, the gym doesn't open till 8 o'clock, so it's going to be a little bit different today. But because I'm not working, I really want to push it today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do cardio at 8 o'clock, and I'm going to fast until then. I do all my cardio in the morning fasted at the moment, but usually, like I say, I wake up at 5, get to the gym for 6. I do 40 minutes, incline walk in, come back, have a shower, and then have breakfast about 7:30 that usually. But today, it's got to be 8 o'clock, and I've been up since like 4:30, so I'm basically gonna fast till then, do my cardio, come back and eat about 9:30 probably. And then I'll eat again probably 11:30 to get back to the gym for 12:30, because unfortunately it does close at 2 on Sundays. So when I get back about 12:30, then I'm gonna do hamstring, calves and abs workout, a little bit more cardio, and I'm gonna do some posing, in gym lighting. That's something I really need to work on, is the posing. Yeah, so as I say, guys, I'm gonna rant. Like, I've got no script or anything. I just wanted to document what's going on. So I think what I'm gonna do now is try and just chill out and relax a little bit. There's no chance of me going back to sleep, but yeah, we'll get to the gym for 8, speak to you guys then, and then yeah, probably I'm gonna do a full day of eating, and just try and talk you through the mindset at the moment, because that's the biggest thing. Is like my mind is really playing tricks on me. I know I'm getting leaner. I look in the mirror, but then I'm second guessing myself at every step. So I wanted to go a bit more into that, but I feel like even though I'm awake, I'm not awake. So yeah, after a few hours, I feel my mind will be a bit clearer, and maybe I'll be able to talk a little bit better. So I'll see you guys about 8 o'clock at the gym. All right, so I'm at the gym. It's 10 to 8. Gym opens in 10 minutes. I always like to be a bit early, because I can just sit, relax, think about what I'm going to do. The plan is cardio now, come back later for a weight session. My original plan for today was to experiment with an upper body only cardio session, but thinking about it, like, I just don't think I can do that for like 40 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my usual incline walk on the treadmill, but I'm going to half the time, so I'm only going to do 20 minutes instead of 40. I'm going to reduce the incline a little bit, see how I feel, and then I'm going to do an upper body circuit just on the row machine, just do some arms only, and then like some dumbbell complexes and some crunches and some just general upper body movements. I'm going to experiment with that today, see how that goes, because I got to beat the fatigue in my legs. My quads are just burning every single day. If I wasn't training for a competition with a specific date in 3 weeks' time, I would definitely be taking time off now. Like, my body feels beat up, but we're on a time constraint, so we can't do that. So we've got to try and find a workaround. So yeah, I'm gonna chill out for 5 minutes now, get in there, get the cardio done, and then go home and eat, because man, I am hungry. I've been up since 4:30, and I'm starving now. So let's get it done. So my original plan was to do an upper body only cardio session, but when I got to the gym, my legs felt pretty good, so I actually decided to do half my normal steps. So I did 20 minutes incline walk. I reduced the incline, reduced the speed, and just wanted to test my legs. Also, I was a little bit skeptical about this upper body only cardio session, and as it turns out, I wasn't that fussed. I just did some arms only rowing, and then some dumbbell complexes, and I did like 2 rounds of that, and I wasn't really feeling it, so I just finished on the row machine, did like 10 minutes. So yeah, I did a total of 30 minutes cardio plus the dumbbell complexes. It was good to try, and I might do a little bit more, because I might be forced to, because of the fatigue of my legs, but it wasn't the best, but I'm certainly glad I tried it. Alright, so we're back from the gym, and we finally get to eat. It's 9 o'clock now. This is not what I would usually have for my first meal. Usually there'd be some carbohydrates in there, but because of the way the day is set up, we're going to have no carbs, virtually just only the carbs from the mushrooms and the salad. It's just going to be cooked chicken breast, mushrooms, salad, and 1 whole egg for a little bit of healthy fats, because even though when you're on a diet it can be tempting to cut all the fats, you do need some fat for overall health and body function. So we'll get this prepped up, and then all the carbohydrates I'm going to have for the day, which is not going to be very many, are going to be around the workout. So before and after that, it's going to be minimal carbs. But honestly, I don't care, because I'm really hungry. We've got some cooked chicken breast, and I can't wait. This meal is just basically about getting some protein in my body. So we'll eat now, just after 9 o'clock. We'll eat again at 11:30 and get back to the gym. So I thought I'd quickly show you how I cook and how little effort I put into cooking, because I'm just making so much food all the time. I just don't have the energy or the want really to take my time prepping, because I'm eating like 6 times every single day. But this is how I cook. I put like a little bit of water in a pan, a non-stick pan, cover the mushrooms up, cook them for a few minutes, and then just get our cooked chicken breast, chuck that in there. The little bit of water that's in there will help to moisten the chicken back up a little bit. Literally move that around a bit. Usually, you know, I wait a minute or so, but you know, for the sake of the video, I'll just take my egg, crack that in there, break the yolk up, and then I just move that around and just let that cook. There's no oil in there. I understand that for most people this is not the slightest bit appetizing, but you know, it's funny because I actually love cooking, and when I want to take the time, I make really nice meals. But this is bodybuilding food, and I'm just eating it for a purpose. I just want the nutrition, so I really want to spend as little time as possible. So I literally just keep that moving around. It sticks to the pan even though it's non-stick, but I actually like that because some bits kind of burn a little bit, go a bit crispy, and gives it a little bit of texture and flavour. And I really am not fussy when it comes to food, so I'll just move that about, turn it down a little bit, cover it back up. To be honest, the mushrooms aren't cooked as much as they should be, but I really don't care. I just chuck down a bowl, chuck some salad on, and that's done. Alright, so that's been another minute or so. Take the lid off, one last stir, and that's pretty much done. Literally just chuck down the bowl. As you can see, oh, this pan's pretty good. Other pans it sticks a lot more. But so take that, we're done. Right guys, so that's meal one. We have 100 grams of cooked chicken breast, 1 egg whole, 100 grams of mushrooms, and a bit of salad. And all we do, take a bit of salt. And that's it, that's meal number one. It has about 240 grams of, 240 calories, 40 grams of protein, 6 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of fats, roughly. Some people don't track the protein that comes from secondary things like mushrooms. I personally just chuck it all in the tracking app and then just go off there. Maybe in time, you know, that'll be a mistake, but that's what I do. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this and feel a little bit more human. So I want to talk a little bit about mindset and what I feel like I need to do to get to the end of this prep. From 16 weeks out, it was pretty easy, mainly because I started really far out. I did not start at an optimal weight. I was like 238 fasted, way over 20% body fat, which is just not optimal for a 16-week prep. But for me, it didn't matter because it was more important just to commit to something and see what I could do, just for the challenge. But so from 16 weeks, you know, right down to 5 really, it was pretty easy. I didn't really have to do much. All I did was just slowly reduce the calories every day and slowly incorporate more cardio. In the beginning, I didn't even need to do cardio. It was just cleaning up the diet, and then just a little bit of cardio. And then, as I said, we've just increased gradually each week. So it hasn't really had that much of an effect and that much of a change on my general routine. The thing is, now I've reached a point where the calories have had to come down so low and the cardio so high that the fatigue is becoming almost unbearable. And what it's doing is really messing with my mindset, because you know, I have other pursuits that I'm trying to do in my spare time, like studying, trying to start another YouTube channel, trying to just learn more in general, and those things, you know, can be pretty intense anyway. So like what's happening is I'm getting more and more fatigued, I'm struggling more in work, I'm coming home, I'm going to the gym, you know, that takes up a lot of time, and then I'm putting pressure on myself in the evenings then to try and get these things done. And, you know, my mind is just not there. So what I've realized is I have to focus on what's important, and I need to put all my spare energy into this prep if I'm going to make it through. So what I've decided to do is put those other things on hold and really focus on this. That way, like, I'm not putting any pressure on myself, because the increased stress and pressure has just, you know, caused me to lose sleep which then has like a compounding effect. The less sleep you get, the more stressed you are, the more anxious you are, the worse recovery is, the harder sessions become, and you know, it all just compounds. So now that I've switched my mindset and accepted that fact, I actually feel really good about it, and I've decided that I'm gonna invest a lot of time into rest and relaxation and do things that normally I would feel guilty about, like just sitting down and watching TV. Like normally I feel guilty, like I'm not getting enough done. I do tend to put a bit of pressure on myself. Playing video games, doing a bit of painting, you know, they're all things that I like sort of crave and want to do, but feel a bit guilty about, you know. But now that I've made that switch in my mind, I actually really look forward to those things, and it's making me feel a lot less stressed, a lot less anxious. You know, I've started playing a game, Horizon Forbidden West. I'm really into it. It's been ages since I've played that type of game. You know, like a big game where you level up, side quests, you know, you really get lost in it. You know, as I say, I do crave that type of thing, but I feel guilty about it. But now, like, I'm loving it, and it means I can rest more and I can recover better, because the sessions have started to struggle. And the problem is like, you know, we need to be training as hard as possible, and the lower the calories go, the worse the rest is, the worse it becomes, and you have to put even more time in to get the same results, if not less. So yeah, my sleep has improved a little bit. It's not great. I just don't think it's going to be towards the end of prep now. I mean, like, I just can't seem to stay asleep throughout the whole duration of the night. I mean, I do have pretty bad hunger pains. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night just like obsessing about food. I've reached that point in prep now where, like, I'm just watching cooking videos all the time, and I know it's a bad idea, but I just can't stop myself. Like, I'm making plans of all the things I'm going to eat afterwards, which is another thing I want to talk about. I'll probably do another video this time around. The last time I did a really serious diet, I rebounded super hard and put on loads of weight. You know, I put on like 17 pounds over a weekend of like water weight, and you could see like a film of water around my abs. It was like, you know, it was pretty fucked up. And the worst thing is, like, I didn't even like, I mean, I ate a lot of food, but nothing like insane. So, you know, when your body's in that sort of state, you got to really be careful, and you got to come out of it slowly. So that's going to be a challenge, you know, because as soon as the show's over, I feel like, you know, it's almost like giving the green light to just go nuts, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have, you know, I'm going to have a big meal at the end of the show day to celebrate, but after that, I'm going to wait a week or two, just slowly increase the calories before I start having, you know, big meals and get back into a bulk, which I am excited to do. You know, I am looking forward to this next stage, but the rebound is definitely important. So anyway, that's a topic for another day. But yeah, mindset is so important, and the last like sort of 2 weeks, I've definitely kind of stalled, I think, because of that, because I've just been putting way too much pressure on myself to do these other things. And yeah, unfortunately, I feel like it has stalled progress a little bit. But now that I've switched that mindset, I do feel like things are progressing again. And yeah, so again, I'm ranting now, so I'll see you guys for the next meal. All right, finally we're ready for meal 2. This is where I finally have some direct carbohydrates. I'm gonna have some oats, and I'm gonna show you just how pathetic the portion is that I'm having right now. I'm gonna be having 25 grams, and you'll see right now how ridiculous that is. There we go. I mean, that's 27 grams. 26, that's fine. Look at that. I mean, that is pathetic. But we can do a little trick to bulk it up a bit. So first of all, we need some salt. So I don't know if it's because I'm just hungry as hell, but actually with a bit of salt, it tastes pretty good. But we just put quite a lot of water in there. More water than you usually put in there. You should measure it out, but I'm lazy. So what we do is put down the microwave for about 2 minutes, then leave it sit for a couple of minutes, check it, put more water in if we can, see where it is. And basically we just repeat that process, and we can volumize it a bit, bulk it up, make it feel as though we're having more food than we are. And then we're gonna have some chicken and some banana and some peanut butter. So this and the meal after the gym, which is going to be the same, except we're going to swap out the peanut butter for some honey, are going to be the best meals of the day. After that, there's going to be no more direct carbs. So pop this in the microwave and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so this is what it looks like after 2 minutes. As you can see, still quite a bit of water. So what we do now is just leave that for a couple of minutes to just sit there. Hopefully it'll take on most of that water, and then I'll microwave it again. And yeah, not very appetizing, I know, but this is a little trick to volumize the food. All right, so I put it back in the microwave, and this is pretty much it. A bit more of a reasonable texture. Obviously you can add more or less water depending on preference, but a bit more volume. Feels like we're having a bit more food. All right, so this is meal 2. I'm gonna do something now that's gonna disgust a lot of you. I just get my chicken and just put it right on there, because whether it's weird or not, chicken and oats actually taste really good, especially when you use a fair amount of salt. Again, maybe that's just because I'm so goddamn hungry. We've got half a banana here, just chuck that on there. And then this is the sad part. We've got some peanut butter, which is easily the best part of this meal, but unfortunately we only got 10 grams. You gotta be really careful measuring out peanut butter, because you really don't get a lot for 10 grams. And these weighing scales, especially the cheaper ones, are not super accurate. So be very careful, because like sometimes you put it on and it doesn't even register for a while. Like that's saying 4 grams, I don't believe that's 4 grams. So if anything, I like to be under. So that's saying 7 grams, I reckon it's probably more, plus we got more on the spoon. So yeah, not very much at all. That's meal 2. What I like to do is like really milk it, just get a little bit of peanut butter with every bite, and eat it slowly as well, because normally I eat in like 30 seconds and it's gone. So I try to take my time when I'm not getting that much food. So yeah, this is meal 2. This has got about 350 calories, about 37 grams of protein, 33 carbs, and like 8 grams of fat, somewhere between like 8 and 10 grams of fat, depending on that peanut butter. But yeah, we're gonna have this, and we're gonna get to the gym, do hamstrings, calves, abs, do some posing, do some more cardio, come back and have meal 3. So we're back in the gym for our second session of the day. Not ideal that it's so close to the first. Usually I go first thing in the morning and then in the evening, so about 12 hours apart, but there's nothing I can do. These are the open hours on Sunday, and ultimately it doesn't really matter. We just need to get in, do some more work, do some more cardio, and most importantly, I wanted to work on my posing. I've been doing 2 leg sessions a week for quite a while, with the second session an emphasis on the hamstrings. This session was very low volume because of the fatigue in my legs. The fatigue is more in my quads than it is in my hamstrings. Usually I do a little bit of quad work on the second day, but today I did none. I just did 2 exercises for hamstrings, 2 exercises for calves. Then I did some abs. The main thing I wanted to do was work on my posing. And until you start posing for a bodybuilding competition, you don't realize how intense it is. I recently went to a workshop with the PCA, learned so much, it was amazing. But the fatigue afterwards was insane. Like the pain in my quads from tensing and holding poses for like 30 seconds at a time. Like 2 days after, I was in agony. But I need to do a lot of work on my posing, and I would advise anybody who is working on their posing to record yourself regularly, because it is completely different to looking in the mirror. I've noticed something about myself, and that is I have quite a big imbalance in my legs. I stand on one leg quite a lot, or I lean towards one side, and you can see it even in pose just right there. You can see it kind of curves my abs. And I do have one leg that is slightly bigger than the other, probably because of this. So yeah, record yourself, because it just looks totally different than it does in the mirror. I was a bit annoyed really, because I recorded this first round of posing, but after the first round I actually got quite a good pump. And when I did a second round of posing, I looked a lot better, but to be honest, I put the camera away and it didn't really matter. You can see what shape I'm in. We're 3 weeks out. I'm not experienced enough to know whether this is good shape or not. I sort of feel half and half about it. I half feel good and I half feel worried that I'm not going to get in condition. But as I said before, my mind is playing tricks on me, so I'm trying to just do my best because, let's face it, that's all I can do. But yeah, just practicing the mandatory poses here, and after that we did a little bit more cardio. I did 15 minutes on the cross trainer, and that is the end of the training for the day. I feel really good about it, you know, really low calories for me at this point, and yeah, it's going really well. I am fatigued as hell, but that is part of the game, but managing it is also part of the game, so it's something I definitely need to work on. Alright, so we're back from the gym just after 2 o'clock. This is meal number 3, same as meal number 2 with one difference. No peanut butter, sad face, but instead we got that sweet, sweet honey. So once again, be careful with the scales, because like I said, they're not that accurate, especially the cheaper ones. But we get 15 grams. Oh yeah, look at that drizz. I don't know which is the best, the pre or post workout, I'm not sure, because honestly I want peanut butter and honey on both. So that's saying 12 grams, and a similar spoon, I'm going to call that 15 grams. There is a little bit more chicken to account for the lack of protein from the peanut butter. Got a few vitamins as well. Vitamin C tablet put down there, multivitamin, vitamin D tablet, and that's meal free. It's got about 350 calories, just over 40 grams of carbs, 40 grams of protein, and like 4 grams of fat. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this one. All right, so we're halfway through the day. We've had 3 meals. We've been to the gym twice. Currently on about 960 calories. Got about 700, 800 left, depending. Currently at about 120 grams of protein, 85 grams of carbs, and like 16 fat, I think, something like that. 18 maybe. Looking to have about 100 grams of carbs, 240 protein, and 30 grams of fat if the carbs go a little bit over, because if I have like some fruit and veg and it goes over because of that, I'm not so bothered. But yeah, gonna try and go hard today. Aim for about 1700, I think. So I got like 740 calories. Whether I have that in 2 meals or like 3 smaller meals, I don't know. But now I'm gonna relax. I've had a good day. It's Sunday. I'm gonna chill. That starts with getting in the bath, having a nice long soak, shave, just chilling out, resting my legs as much as possible, and then I'm gonna get into bed, play Horizon, and just enjoy that type of day, which I haven't had for so long, where you just chill out and do very little. So I'm excited for it, and I'll see you guys back for meal 4. Okay, so it's 5:15, and this is meal 4. We have 130 grams of chicken breast, 100 grams of strawberries, and a little salad. This has got about 40 grams of protein, 10 grams carbs, and about 2 grams of fat, and it's about 215 calories. So all we need is a little bit of salt, and we're good to go. So that's meal 4. Okay, so this is meal 5, and I'm really looking forward to this. We have 200 grams of white fish, done in the air fryer, lots of black pepper, lots of salt, and I also cooked some garlic, 2 pieces of garlic there, steamed through. We have 80 grams of green beans, and this has about 230 calories, 45 grams of protein, 10 grams of carbs, and like 1 gram of fat. And I am starving at this point, so yeah, this is meal 5. We've got 1 more left. It's about 20 to 8 now. Gonna have my last meal probably be about 10 o'clock, and that'll be the day done. Okay, so this is meal 6, the final meal of the day. We have another 130 grams of chicken, and the beautiful peanut butter is back, man. I find if I have some fat in the last meal of the day, it helps me sleep a bit. So we got 15 grams of peanut butter, and I did say there was not going to be any more direct carbs, but it's 1 rice cake, there's like 7 carbs in it, so I'm not really bothered. So this meal has got just over 300 calories, I think, about 10 grams of fat, about 12 grams of carbs, and like 45 grams of protein. So the totals for the day are 1721, I believe. It was like 115 carbs, like just over 250 protein, and just over 30 fat. So a good day overall. Went to the gym twice, kept the calories low, only just over the 1700 I was aiming for. So that's it, that's all 6 meals. We're 3 weeks out. I'll be doing another video soon. I'm gonna do a peak week video hopefully, but thank you very much guys for checking it out, and I'm gonna take this to bed, watch an episode of Dexter, and hopefully I'm gonna sleep. So catch you in the next one, guys.